Unfortunately. You're so fucking random, I literally can't. How did it even get in your mouth?
So, next topic.
Okay. Let's talk about fear.
Fear.
Let's talk about it.
Fear.
Let's talk about it. Because, funny enough, this is something that I'm overcoming this week. That I've been
One of your
focused on.
fears.
Yes, like me putting myself out there, actually making the move for myself, doing things for myself, betting on myself, putting myself in situations that I don't know about.
That kind of ties in with the question I was gonna, or a sub question. Do you think that like you need to not walk in fear in order to accomplish your goals, or do you
Definitely.
feel like you can still walk in fear as long as you get it done?
I don't believe that you can do
Well,
anything.
difference between can and wanting to. Let me say that rather. Because can
Actually, wait, I
implies...
take that back. Let me. I had a realization.
Because that's why I'm asking that question.
I feel like all of us have fears, and we can try our best to not let it overcome us or not let it lead us and work through us. Like, for example, like I can choice. I can choose to let fear like guide me, right?
Mhm.
And most of the time fear, it leads to like bad decisions, it leads to all of that. Or I can choose to overcome that fear, and overcoming doesn't mean getting rid of it. I think overcoming is more of getting above it and not letting it control you.
Yeah, I think overcoming is kind of execution, whereas fear is the feeling.
It's the feeling,
Yeah, so that's why I asked the question, because for me, I know like with the whole job hunting thing, the fear never left. It stayed there from the first application I had to send in. It never left. And all that happened was I just got used to the fear. So I still, every time I would not want to send in applications and stuff like that, I have a job now. But like I wouldn't want to send in applications because I would, it's just like the fear of rejection.
Yeah.
Or it's just now the pressure of starting your new life, and you've studied all these years and now you have to prove yourself basically in the big world. So that's like a lot of expectations and pressure and stuff. So, and then these parents also, even though they don't mean to obviously pressurize you, that feeling like we spoke about, you can't control your feelings. You can control your actions, but not your feelings.
Yeah.
So that's why for me, I was like, okay, I'm scared, but I'm just going to do it anyway while being scared.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm just going to do it because I would rather be scared and do something than to... Well, wait, let me just think. I know what I want to say. Wait, I would rather be scared and do something than to be scared and not do anything. Because then you're sitting there in the same...
repercussions of
Yeah,
it,
you're in the same place.
You're in the same place. What are the repercussions of actually going there and applying
So just
for that
do it
job?
while you're fucking scared.
You send out 10 CVs today. I'm guaranteed one of that 10 CVs need to get out. If they don't, send another 10. Send another 10. Send 100 CVs out. And one person...
And that's why I'm saying the feeling doesn't go away, because every time you would think, okay, maybe I would say I got used to it in the sense of like it became repetition. So the actual physical work of sending an application, because applying for law jobs is a whole long process.
Yeah.
So that when I got into the routine, that became easier, but the feeling never, it was always intense. But I was just like, I can't afford to sit and do nothing. I said I wanted my independence, and I said I wanted to grow my career, and I said I wanted to move out. How the fuck am I going to do that if I'm just going to be scared, like just sitting at home doing nothing?
I was just thinking of something now, and I was thinking about like the whole fear thing.
Sorry, I swear.
You're gonna have to beep you out. You're gonna have to beep that shit out.
Sorry.
I was
You
thinking
also
now.
do.
Do you want to open that window? Not the window, the door, just a little bit. Oh, guys, by the way, if you're lighting a Mia and Stocky or incense,
Hey, there's more.
yeah, that's fine.
Or
Please
you can
always
open
crack
the
a
window.
window. I'm serious. I'm cock serious right now. Crack a window whenever you're doing any kind of smoke rituals. If you're lighting an incense, if you're lighting sage, if you're lighting, crack a damn window. She bad bitch. Bad bitch friends.
Yeah, no, actually, it's not just-
No.
It's like they said at the office, it go maso. It go maso.
Whoops. We are not gonna let the devil shine today.
Do you believe in the devil? In there being a
I
devil?
believe in
And do you believe
although
it's
I
like
want to talk about my fear.
yes, okay, sorry. Sometimes we can speak all over,
We never finish a conversation.
circle back, and then leave the circle, and then go to the outside borders.
Come back in. Okay, bye.
And then it's 3 a.m. It's fucking 3 a.m. and we're like, we need to go sleep.
Where did time
We need to
go?
go sleep.
No, but like whenever we together, time just moves. Like
There's not enough hours in a day.
honestly, Ruby and I
We need
can
to go
sit and talk
camping
for
one
hours.
weekend.
We were talking about fears, and I was saying
Okay.
that there is a difference between letting fear control you and letting fear guide you, right? This is the realization that I had. If I'm letting fear control me, I'm allowing it to cripple me. That's basically what it feels like. Because I've been in both situations, and I'll explain to you now. There were situations where I let fear control me and I couldn't do anything. I was procrastinating. I was making excuses. I wasn't starting. I wasn't doing anything, right?
What period of
That could
time
have
was
been,
this?
I don't know, like in general, I went through
Okay.
like a lot of
So it's
periods,
waves,
ups and
yeah.
downs. Yeah, it's waves. When you're at the bottom, then you're like, oh my God. You know how they say success is like it's not a straight line. It's
Yeah.
slippery slope. It has hills and peaks and valleys.
100%.
So when you're at the bottom of that journey, right, when you're feeling like you can't do it, or you wake up and you already have like your intentions aren't good for the day, man. You already feel like, oh, nothing's gonna go right today. You might not be saying it, but you're just like negative about it, right? That's fear controlling you. When you wake up and you feel that way, and you know that you feel that way, but you're still like, no, man, I'm not going to let this control me. Let me set my intentions for the day. Let me meditate. Let me do some breathing exercises. Let me think more positively. That's letting fear guide you. Because
And fear is
you are
the easy way
using-
out because it doesn't require a lot to think negative at all.
Yes.
So when thinking positive and doing all the things you were talking about, that takes a lot of
Doing the
effort.
work.
But eventually it becomes routine and then it doesn't even feel like
Yeah.
effort. I'm waiting to be in that space because for me I only just started journaling, for example. And so now I just made it every Sunday that I'm going to journal like for the whatever
Okay.
week. So I started it when I started my job. So that last week Sunday, then I wrote like 3 pages. And then so I want to do
I
it
think I
every
should
time.
try that as well, because I've been journaling for a long
Yeah.
time. I like writing things in books. Like I'm an artist, so like that's just how I am. But I struggle to journal. I struggle to get myself to write something down. And I'm thinking that's
what
like
I'm saying.
a
It's
good
in
way
the process
to like routine it a bit. Maybe
Yes.
be like every Sunday, like you said,
because eventually
make
it will
sure
get
you do it.
easier.
And then I'll do it. Because there's times where I would sit with my book in front of me and I wouldn't write anything because fear is telling me that
What must I write?
what do I start with? How do I start off with?
Yeah.
Just
What if I sound stupid?
start,
What if I sound
guys.
stupid? Is this
Just
weird?
start in any area in your life. You feel like you need to do something and your mind is telling you you can't do it. Start.
I'm procrastinating writing poetry because I used to do that. And then sometimes my friends would, one of my friends, he's like a local artist. So shout out Hotel 34. I think it's 34. But he said that, yeah, he wanted me to write like songs, or even my friend Wani wanted me to help write lyrics and stuff. And then I was like, the pressure, because it just was my thing, you know?
Yeah.
Because then it's less pressure when it's just your thing. And
Can
so
you
that's
sing?
kind of why I can see you.
Can you sing?
Can I sing? I can do the backup vibes.
Okay.
But I don't think I would have the
Harmonize.
confidence to sing like just me, myself. I think I would need to get used to first being like a backup singer, whatever. And then eventually, yeah. But no.
Okay.
But I feel like I'm more into the words.
Yeah.
For me.
Oh, I want to give whoever needs this just a quick word of advice with the just start concept, whatever what I was saying. And the reason why I say just start is because, like I said, the journey will take you there. In every journey, there's a start and there's an end point, right? If you don't start, you're not going to get to the end. So think about it like that. You know, like with my painting, for example, I always loved painting. I changed from a Model C maths and science focused school to go to a ghetto ass public school.
Culture enriching is the politically correct term.
Is that what we're calling it now?
Yeah, culturally enriching.
Yeah, like when I was, I think grade 9, I changed from a Model C school, went to Museum Magai. And then I decided I'm going to leave Museum Magai. I was a troublesome kid. I'm not going to say that was the only motivation for it. But I knew for some reason, like as a kid, I knew that.
I can't pay you for that. Troublesome. No? She said she ran them streets.
Someone's going to comment on this video one day and they're going to be like, did you know? But that video is going to surface one day.
She ignored me.
If anybody sees this,
I apologize.
I will pay you thousands to get me that video so I can lock it the fuck up. Please, get it off the streets.
People in the comments like trying to look for this fucking video.
Please just get it off the streets. But yeah, I wasn't a perfect person.
So she was a wild child.
I was very naughty. I used to catch on cack. But let me tell you something. Yes, so I went to Model C school. I did it there. So I told my parents, look, I'm not the best child, but I feel like this is what's going to be good for me. Like I was very intuitive from a young age already. So my parents let me lead in like the decisions that I wanted to make. I would come to them and tell them.
I wish I had that.
I would come to them and tell them, look, this isn't working for me. It obviously wasn't always sweet, you know, because your parents, there's always going to be the certain like thing that they want you to be, person thing. There's a certain person your parents want you to be. They just want you to be good. They just want you to do well. So immediately they like have these expectations for you, or like their set way
because of the way they had it,
of how they see your life going. And it's always, there's gonna be times when you butt heads, and me and my parents, we did. But I was like, I knew I was an artist from a young age. I used to do stage productions. I used to sing. I used to do all of that stuff. Dancing. I was in a hip hop group. Firstly, she said, pop, lock, and drop.
Yeah. Please find the videos to that. Thanks, send it to me.
There's a lot out there actually. But anyway.
And I haven't seen a single one
out there, but like people have videos of me, like from my home village. I then changed schools. My parents allowed me to do this. I said I want to do art, I want to dance, I want to do drama, all of that stuff. Because at that point in my life, when I was a teenager, I was doing all of that stuff like on the side already. And then I went, and then I my subjects in high school from grade 10 to 12 was, I started with drama. I didn't like drama so much. And then I did art and I did design. I didn't like design so much, but I loved art. But I still felt like I wasn't good enough of an artist. I still felt like, oh, I can't draw a realistic portrait of a woman or of something. I'm not a good artist. So I didn't paint for a long time, and I didn't like continue on that artistic journey, the physical, like the painting and the drawing and stuff like that. I didn't do that. And
Did
then I
you
went into
recognize
something
that you
else.
could do other stuff? Or were you only focusing on what you couldn't, what you felt you
I mean,
couldn't
at
do?
that point, like I feel like I was a kid. I didn't even know there was more out there because all they would teach you in school and the stuff that you would
Portraits,
see
yeah.
is like all of that old school realism type of paintings. And yes, there was at that point there was only you were realist or you were surrealist,
Okay, what's the
right?
difference?
So like a surrealist is like it's more distorted version of reality.
Okay.
It's like a distorted version of reality. So they would take something like a glass, but they would like paint it in like a weird way.
Okay.
Like that was basically what surrealism was.
Okay.
Like that's all I knew at that point. So I was like, okay, it still needs to be realistic. There's still so many techniques. There's still all of the stuff I can't. You put a plant, and even if you go to like art workshops, nah, they still put a pen in front of you, a plant in front of you, and they tell you to replicate that. That's a small part of art. That is not the only kind of art that you can do. And because like we were taught that on school and stuff, we did get a bit expressionistic. That's the right word, yes. We did get a bit expressionistic, but it wasn't enough for me to be like, okay, the stuff that I'm seeing in my mind, the ideas that I have, nah, it's not gonna work because nobody really does it. So I went into a more like realistic kind of way of doing art. I went into photography. And then after that, I dropped out of photography because I hated the theory of it. I was like, but if I want to like create art, like there shouldn't be rules to it. And I still believe that. I still believe
She
that.
said she doesn't like being told what to do.
Period. Don't tell me what to do with my paintbrushes.
But art,
do what the fuck I want.
but I feel like art is a craft, and
there's
there's a blueprint.
It's the technique.
But it's not. Everything else is so individualistic.
The fundamentals of what you need: how to work a paintbrush, how to mix colors, what kind of painting do you want? Do you want a more like flat surface painting? Do you want textures? And that's technique, right? And that you learn over time. But if I didn't start there, I wouldn't have known that. So that's what I'm ultimately getting to. That's what I'm getting to. It's fear. Fear. Back to fear. Right?
No.
If you don't start, you will never be able to become the best at what you do. You will never be able to even figure out what your actual purpose is on that journey.
Or just good at what you do. You
will never be able to come. Yes, you need to start somewhere.
Whatever your better is.
Yeah. If I didn't start in the last 2 years, I started painting within the last 2 years after a shit long time. I used to paint randomly now and then, but I was so you need to see my first painting. It's somewhere at home. Like you can tell that I was so insecure about it. It wasn't who I was. I was trying to be something that I wasn't.
I can't wait to see this.
Yeah, I need to find it actually. It's somewhere there though. And if you look at the painting that I create now, like that's me. That's who I am. You look at my art and you feel something. You see,
and that
something.
just shows practical growth. Also,
Exactly.
It's not just speaking about it, but you actually it's an example of growth. So yeah.
If I allowed fear to control me, I would have never started painting. And let me give you a tool quickly. By just starting, I mean, this was my journey. I was like, I like boho. I like boho art. It looks easy to paint, right? I went on Pinterest, downloaded a couple of boho paintings. I chose the easiest one that I felt I could do in that moment in time. And I painted that. I made it my own, but I painted that. And that's how I also got to upskill in my techniques, because boho art is like a flat type of surfacey thingy, right? I would start with that because that's how I started this journey. Start with the flat surface and then I go into more of a texture type of thing, So start somewhere. If you like to paint, or I don't know what else, if you like to read or journal,
I like
go
to
on
read.
Pinterest, go on YouTube, not so much YouTube, or go on Google and search journal entry prompts. If you like to tell stories,
Sorry, that was a
what was fruit? Seed pod. If you like to tell stories and you like to write, go on Google, go on Pinterest, topics to write about. Just start somewhere.
I'm starting with saving and journaling.
Starting saving, didn't you really reach a goal?
Oh yeah, no, I did. I'm saved, but
You are saved.
saved. Okay, so do you still want to talk about fear? If you wanna
Fear.
and look, you just taught people about creative things,
And I taught you how to start.
and that's on proactive.
That's on being proactive on this life, on this journey called life.